Typically when I'm traveling, especially if I'm flying, I try to take a book with me, like a hard copy physical book with me, because I just have so many physical books on my TBR and I spend so much time listening to audiobooks instead that they're just backing up. And so it's kind of like a little like promise I've made to myself to read a physical book if I'm traveling. And last weekend I was traveling and I forgot to grab one of my TBRs. So the next step of what I always do is if I forget a book, oh no, I have to buy one at the airport. And a lot of times I'll buy like a classic or, like I think I bought Princess Bride once. Something I know that I'll like, something light, something nice or light, or something I definitely have always wanted for my collection. Usually it's something I've already wanted and I just didn't have. This time I was at the airport and I was walking around, not a classic in sight, not a single one. I walked through this like 3 different tourist stops, stores, whatever at the airport terminals, and I couldn't find a single book that was like a classic or something I had heard of before. I'm like, other than like there were the Fourth Wing books and stuff, which I already have and have read. So I'm just looking through and trying to find a book, and I am very visual. I do like books that look nice, and there were a bunch that were like, the cover looks kind of nice, and then I like skimmed the summary and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm vibing with that. I haven't like gone blind into a book in a long time. You see reviews somewhere and you're like, oh, I want to add that to my wish list. That sounds great. So going blind into a book, I feel like I'm a lot more hesitant than I used to be to do so, especially if I'm going to have to buy the book. And I came across a T. Kingfisher book, who I have not heard of before, but I have since done some research. So lucky me. This is the book that was sitting there, and it had sprayed edges, which drew me. And I was like, okay, well, sprayed edges, it's pretty, it's green. I was wearing teal pants at the time, so I was like, kind of seems fate. And then like I read the little snippet. I was like, oh, seems like a nice little romantic-y fluff book. Maybe interesting, a little bit of fantasy to it, a little bit of romance. And I just like stuff with magic or whatever, and it had magic in it. So I'm like, okay, we'll try this out. Worst case scenario, I take it to a book exchange. The trip was only 24 hours. And why did nobody warn me about Kingfisher and how good of a writer she is? I have since educated myself, and I have many more of her books now on my wish list. But it's not even like, it's a good book so far. It's light, it's fluffy, it's snarky. The number of times that I was on the airplane and literally had to stifle laughter because